Today we're going to read Barbie in the Pink Shoes in the Spotlight. It was the day of the big ballet recital, and everyone was excited, especially Kristen. The young dancer loved all the spins, jumps, and twirls in all the famous ballets. Kristen watched the star ballerina, Tara, rehearse. She wished that she could dance the lead role. When it was Kristen's turn to dance, she glided and twirled beautifully on the stage, and then she started to add some of her own dance moves. "Stop!" cried her strict dance teacher, Madame Natasha. "I've seen other girls attempt to dance their own ideas, and I promise you, the story does not end well." "I just get caught up in the music," Kristen said dreamily, and my feet do their own thing." After rehearsal, Kristen noticed that her ballet shoe was ripped. She went with her best friend Haley to see the costume designer, Madame Katrina. Haley was Madame Katrina's assistant. Madame Katrina searched everywhere. She handed Kristen a pair of pink shoes. "These are for you, my dear," she said. Kristen sat down and slowly laced up the pink ballet shoes. As she stood up, the shoes began to glitter and sparkle. Magically, Kristen's dress transformed into a beautiful blue and pink tutu, and her hair turned strawberry blonde. The costume shop had disappeared, and Kristen and Haley found themselves in a strange forest. Two handsome young men named Albrecht and Hilarion approached Kristen and asked her to dance. Kristen realized that the men thought she was Giselle from the ballet Giselle. Kristen was thrilled. She danced the classic steps perfectly, then added her own unique, graceful steps into the ballet. Kristen had never felt more alive. "I love these shoes," she exclaimed. After the dance, Hilarion and Albrecht started to argue about who should marry Giselle. Not wanting any trouble, Haley quickly pulled Kristen into the forest. Suddenly, a grand ice sleigh appeared. "What is happening here?" the evil Snow Queen demanded. "I will not tolerate this kind of disruption. The ballet must be perfect. Bring the girl to me." As the girls ran through the forest, Haley realized what was happening. "It must be the shoes," said Haley. "When you put them on, we ended up in the middle of the ballet. But if you take them off—" "No way," said Kristen. She had never been the star ballerina before this. Just then, Kristen's hair turned a rich chestnut brown, and her dress transformed into a gorgeous purple gown. A group of ballet dancers appeared and placed a glittering swan crown on her head. Kristen had become the Swan Queen Odette in the ballet The Swan Lake. A handsome young prince named Siegfried appeared and asked Kristen to dance. They performed a beautiful duet. The prince couldn't take his eyes off Kristen. "I know we've just met," said the prince, "but I want to invite you to a party tonight at my royal pavilion." Kristen graciously accepted. After the prince left, the girls noticed a man in a dark cloak approaching. They quickly realized he was the evil magician Rothbart from Swan Lake. Rothbart wanted the prince to marry his daughter, Odile. He magically made her look like Odette. Then he cast an evil spell on Kristen and Haley, transforming them into swans. Every day when the sun set, they would change back into humans, but when the sun rose, the girls would change back into swans. Kristen knew from the ballet that the only way to break the spell was to make the prince fall in love with her. She and Haley flew as fast as they could and reached the palace just as sun set. When the prince saw Odile and Kristen, he didn't know who the real Odette was. Kristen had an idea. She started to dance, and the prince recognized her graceful, unique moves, and he chose Kristen, and the spell was broken. Unfortunately, the Snow Queen had witnessed the exchange in the Swan Lake Ballet and kidnapped Haley. Kristen quickly raced to the Queen's palace, where she found Haley frozen in a block of ice. The evil Snow Queen cast a spell on Kristen, controlling every move she made. But Kristen closed her eyes and concentrated. She began to spin and dance in her own beautiful style. "Stop that!" cried the Queen. "There is only one way to tell the story." "No," Caitlin replied, "there is more than one way." As she uttered those words, rays of light shone through the palace. The spell was broken and the Snow Queen disappeared forever. The ice around Haley melted, setting her free. Kristen hurried over to her best friend and gave her a big hug. "Let's go home," Kristen said. As the young dancer untied her pink shoes, the ice palace began to fade away. Before they knew it, the two friends were safely back at their ballet school. There was no time to waste. The recital was about to begin, and the ballet scouts were in the audience. The scouts would be choosing dancers for an international ballet company. When it was Kristen's turn to dance, she glided onto the stage. The music seemed to flow into Kristen, and she performed her own unique dance moves with all her heart. As she twirled, her dress transformed into a pink gown, and her hair flowed beautifully behind her. Everyone was amazed. Even Madame Katrina nodded approvingly. After the recital, the ballet scouts chose Tara to star in their production of Giselle, but they also chose Kristen and her original dance style as the inspiration for a new ballet. Kristen and Haley were so happy. Kristen had followed her heart, and her ballet dreams had come true.